What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It's your boy Goblin, and today we're coming in with a classic story time. It's a hoot and a holler. Hope you guys enjoy. Drop a like if you do, and also subscribe if you're new. Before I get into it, I do want to mention a little update real quick on, the strikes my channel had been getting. Those have been completely clear for the past couple weeks. I got a couple strikes. My channel almost got terminated, but since then, I've been able to put a lot of my old videos back up. I had to still lose maybe 70 or 80 of them, but about 90 of the videos I had to take down originally, I was able to make public again, which is really awesome. You guys are able to go back and watch those now. But either way, my channel's pretty much in the clear now, thank God. So it's a hoot and a holler. I'm glad it's all done and resolved and dealt with and all that. But either way, let's dive right into it. So this happened, a little while ago, a little more than a little while ago. It was like almost 2 years ago, about a year and a half ago, I believe it was. And my boy Chris, who is a common character in all of my stories, his older brother was always my weed plug. And this guy always had not only the best weed, but just the most unique variety of things you could purchase. He would have, regular weed that was really good. He would have cheap weed you could buy. He would have, tanks that are just full to the brim with wax. He would have edibles. He would have, just all sorts of things that I'm not even going to mention because I probably can't. But either way, on this particular day, I go over to Chris's house. We're chilling. I got a little bit of bud on me. I'm smoking some, and we're trying to figure out what to do. And his older brother comes out. I say what's up to him. I ask what you got in store today. He tells me he's got these little wax tanks. Now, for those of you guys who aren't familiar, they're those tanks that are pre-filled with wax that you could screw onto a vapor. They have little like pens that are almost specifically made for them pretty much, and they could be full with like a gram of oil, half gram of oil, whatever you need in there. And the one that we got in particular, the one that I got, was a gram of oil. And let me tell you guys right now, this was some of the best tasting wax I'd ever had in my life. It didn't really have that normal like hit it off a rig kind of rough, make you cough kind of hit to it. It tasted very fruity. It tasted really fucking good. And we bought this thing. I paid a pretty good price for it. I got a pretty good discount. And fortunately, what I had with me was I had a little box mod. I had a Wismec Predator, and I don't know if it was a Predator, but it was a Wismec. I know that. But either way, for those of you guys who aren't familiar with those things, those box mods, although they can also handle really big tanks, normal box mods probably aren't made for these little like wax tanks because you have to turn the wattage really, really low. But I could go down to 1 watt and I could control it, by decimals. So I could go like 1.5. So I could go more than low enough to handle this thing. I ended up hitting it on like 7 watts, I think it was, and it was perfect. So I slapped it on my little Wismec that I had, and let me tell you guys, I was sitting on the couch. We'd ended up smoking a blunt before I even bought this thing, so I was already a little bit baked, but I'm sitting on the couch and I hit this thing. Let me tell you right now, I was sent into another dimension almost. I was almost sent into another realm of baked. I don't know what was up with this oil. I don't know what was in this. It could have been spiked, dude. There could have been like, I don't know, dude, just some sleeping meds in there or something to just make my whole body just slump. But my fucking God, I slumped. I mean, I'm talking, I laid on the couch, and you guys know, I'm not encouraging any of you guys to try this. Do not try any of these things in this video. I hope you watched the disclaimer and understood it. But if any of you guys watching this video have happened to do something like this or try this, you know that when you hit wax, specifically a nice tank that's on a good little box or a good little pen that's just got the right amount of kick to it, you just kind of slump. And when you're baked, you also know like how you do really stupid things sometimes. Like if you're extra baked, you just make stupid fucking decisions and like regret them the next day. That's what I did. I'm sitting on this man's couch and I'm slumped. I took a few hits off this thing. I passed it to Chris. He passed it back to me. We ended up only smoking not even that much, maybe a quarter of the tank, which you'd understand if you'd ever done this and you've had one of these little tanks. These things last you a long time. So like a quarter is a fair amount of a 1 gram tank, So either way, I made a very regrettable decision. I was super fried, and I ended up texting my ex, who I didn't like very much at all. I don't know why I did that. And it was kind of a common occurrence. Almost every time I got fucked up, I would text her and then wake up the next day and be like, oh, yeah, I shouldn't have done that. But then I continue to do it every time I got really like baked or really drunk. So I stopped doing that eventually. But either way, I texted her and I was just like, hey, and we were like conversating, and she was like kind of hinting at wanting to get back with me, and I was really baked, but I knew that I didn't want that, so I was like, no, hold your horses. I'm just kind of trying to nut. And then the next day, because I didn't actually go and like see her that night or anything, but then the next day I woke up and I read through my text because I had some unread messages from her, and I was just like, oh shit. I was just like, what the fuck did I do last night? And then I never responded to her. I think I blocked her for a little while, but yeah, that was not fun. But, after I ended up texting her that night, we stopped the conversation. I was still slumped on this man's couch. And, we had decided that we wanted to get some food. We decided, listen, we're mega fried. Super omega fried. We are as high as a redwood tree right now. That's one of the biggest trees in the world. That might be the biggest. I don't remember. Look it up. But, we had decided we wanted some food because we were some hungry sons of bitches. So we hopped in my car. We ended up driving. We were looking for somewhere to eat. We settled on Wendy's. Now listen, the 4 for $4 does not play games. Okay? So I'm pretty sure we got 4 for $4s or something similar to that. I don't remember exactly what we got, but we ate this food so quickly. We were the hungriest men on the planet of Earth. Let me tell you, it was exquisite. It tasted so good. It was phenomenal. It was everything I could have ever dreamed of in my food, my food experience, I guess you could say. It was just a complete hoot and a holler. So anyways, after that happened, we drove back to his house. I chilled there a little while longer. We ended up playing some games. I think we played some Call of Duty. We played some 2K. 2K is always fun. We even played some UFC. Let me tell you right now, UFC is a very fun game to play with your friends. If you guys have a PlayStation or an Xbox, get UFC 3, UFC 2, whatever version you want. It's a hoot and a holler if you ever have friends over. But, we were just sitting there playing games for a while. I was just omega fried. We hit this thing a little bit more. It was just a dream come true. This wax just tasted like mangoes almost. It was just the most delicious thing ever. It was more delicious than any ass I've ever eaten in my life. And that is a bald statement. That is a bald statement if you know me as a person. But either way, that's all I got for you guys today. Just a shorter video. Hope you guys did enjoy. Don't forget to drop a like if you did. Expect Life Story Part 3 probably tomorrow or the day after, one of those 2 days. But either way, yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Doses.